Greetings, fellow bridge lovers, and welcome back to It's Your Call. I'm your host, Kai, and today I am so lucky to be joined here by Bruce. Welcome!
Hello, everyone.
Bruce is a top junior in the United States right now. He is presently on the United States U26 team. He is going to be representing us in Salsomaggiore, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm so excited to be watching that and watching you succeed, as I'm sure you will be. Bruce has been a major member in the Silicon Valley Youth Bridge Volunteer Circle. He has been coming and helping us train the next generation of youth bridge players, so he has been giving back as well as doing his schoolwork and working and bridging, and my gosh, what a life you live. I also once had the pleasure of playing on a team with Bruce. We came second in a team event, and I had so much fun playing with him. And there were a few treatments that you mentioned that were completely new to me. And one that I remember in particular was like sometimes there's a power lead. When you have the ace and the king, you would play the king for counter unblock and the ace for attitude. That was my general understanding. But what I remember you saying was it was the other way around. And I was curious why you thought that.
So we decided on playing standard honor leads. So if we had a sequence, for example, King, Queen, Jack, we said we would lead the top, so King. And usually for the power lead and no trump, that's asking partner to either unblock their honor or give count. And when we do standard leads, it's often that it leads queen power because the common treatment is like if you have King, Queen, 10, 9, you will lead the queen to ask partner. It's like when you lead the queen and partner sees the jack in their hand, they know to throw it under. So it's like more
Right.
natural to do ace queen power. But king power has become a more common treatment in bridge today, and that's mostly because there's a rise in playing Rusino, which is leading
Mm-hmm.
their second of touching honors. And in that situation, leading the king makes a bit more sense.
I see. So this is kind of a treatment that was originally intended for Rusno, but it's kind of become popular in all circles, and everyone is doing King for Power, if power now. And I agree. It makes a lot more sense to do the Ace's power if you're doing standard leads. It becomes a lot less confusing, and I think overall more natural. And the second thing I wanted to ask you was, how are you preparing for Salsa Maggiore? What's it like coming up for a big tournament on the international scale?
Yeah, so we're super lucky to have my partner is Harrison Luba, and we're super lucky to have Roger Lee as our coach, who's a wonderful player and can give a lot of insights. So mostly with Roger, we've been working on our system, getting him to review our notes in detail a couple of times and making the corresponding changes. With Harrison plays a lot of bridge, and due to various scheduling constraints, whenever we can't meet in person, we do a lot of qubits,
Mm-hmm.
and we typically can do two sets of for 24 hands each per week. That's
Awesome.
about our rate.
Yeah, gotcha. So that's absolutely awesome. Wishing you all the best of luck on that journey. And yeah, USA, USA. I think it is time for us to get into a bidding problem. Are you ready for It's Your Call, Bruce?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, here we go. Okay, so this is your hand, and everybody is vulnerable. For context, you are doing a training match. It's not like anything super serious. You are playing imps, and you are fourth seat. And
Mhm.
the auction starts out with a one diamond, which is a precision one diamond 0 plus. Then it goes one heart from your partner, and then pass to you on this one. It's your call.
Cool. So with this one, with normal partner, we have the agreement that new suits as Avancer is forcing for one round if we're on past hand. So I could typically bid a spade and get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the normal treatment is to play that as non-forcing constructive. And if I didn't discuss with my partner, I would assume if I jump to two spades, that would be forcing a natural.
Gotcha. So we have a crossroads of two different ways of bidding it. And since we are able to do that on It's Your Call, why don't we do one of them? Let's do the one that you would normally do with your partner first, because that's probably going to be the most natural one. I think this was also another agreement that we made when we were doing our card, as you said, when we had this exact auction laid out, you said, is this forcing or is it non-forcing? And I'm like, well, isn't it normally non-forcing constructive? And you suggested that maybe it should be forcing, and I like the agreement too, as long as we're on the same page, right? And
Mhm.
it's let's say that one spade is forcing in this case. So let's say it goes pass, and if it's forcing, your partner is going to bid two diamonds, and now it's your call.
Okay, cool. So usually if one diamond was completely natural, two diamonds here would be just some sort of hand that is weighting, usually slightly above minimum values, I would say, because well, you could also mm, it could just be a waiting bid, I think, in general. Because if partner had a diamond stopper, they could have bid a no trump. If they had six hearts, they could have rebid them. If they had clubs, they could have rebid them.
Mm-hmm.
So two diamonds here is just like I can't really support your spades. I might have a really strong support hand that's in support spades, so I'm bidding this now, but I'm just bidding because you force me to make a bid.
But this time, the one diamond is nebulous, as you are playing against a precision system. Does that change anything here, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think without agreement, it's a little murky at what partner intended two diamonds as.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to be trying to do a foregoing bid with this hand, and it's so now we need to think about like what if partner intended this as natural, then what bids we can make are forcing. If partner intended this as natural, we can uh we can jump to four spades, but the problem with that is there are possible hands. Let's say we give partner the ace, queen, fifth of hearts, the king of clubs, and the queen of diamonds, and I think six
Mm-hmm.
spades has a chance, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So we definitely don't want to just give up on slam, but there are also not a lot of forcing bids we can make. I think the obvious forcing bid we can make is three clubs because
Mm-hmm.
that's an unbid suit and the first time we bid it. So we could, if we could do that, and then later when we correct back to spades, hopefully
Right.
partner gets the idea that we were on our way to bidding four spades, but we have a much stronger
Stronger
hand.
hand. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And is this the only forcing bid that you see available? It is the most clear one, agreed. But is that there? Of course, there's a bit of a fear that your partner might take this as natural. But yes, I mean, if you bid hearts, you bid spades, and then you bid diamonds naturally, then you can't possibly be looking for a club fit, and therefore the three clubs should be some sort of artificial game forcing bid.
Yep.
Now your partner is just going to bid three diamonds, and it's your call again.
hmm Now I am pretty sure three clubs is game forcing because um, if I was just going to raise diamonds or hearts invitationally, I could have done that. I could
Mm-hmm.
have bid three diamonds or three hearts. I could have also bid three spades to invite with spades. So
Yeah,
that I'm not doing this to bid three spades invitational. So I think now I just have a forcing three spades bid available.
gotcha. So we get a forcing three spades from you, and we could go into an even deeper conversation about what different bids mean here, but now your partner has their own it's your call problem that we're going to probably be discussing once their hand comes down. But let's say your partner bids four clubs. What would
hmm
we take this as, and how do you continue?
Yeah. So I think three diamonds is likely just a default bid to three clubs. So you could just have like the bare minimum, like five hearts, four diamonds, if the intent of two diamonds is natural.
Okay.
Four clubs. I think if partner has the worst possible hand, they're intended to bid for spades.
Mm-hmm.
They did not raise three clubs to four clubs initially, so likely they don't have like a 0 5 4 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I think four clubs likely is some hand that seems okay I think okay for spades, and maybe partner is trying to either pattern out with 1 5 4 3. Yeah, I think partner is trying to pattern out with 1 5 4 3, or you could just also have ace control.
So it could be either or.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if partner was 1-5-4-3 with a club control, they could have also and diamonds. They could have just been 3 no trump off the three spades because I haven't shown I had this
Hmm.
good spades. I just showed I had likely six of them and a game forcing hand.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, at this point, I think four clubs is likely a good hand for spades and a club card.
Hmm. Okay,
So I will probably bid four diamonds.
four diamonds, and this is a control. And with that, your partner, they'll bid four hearts.
Okay, so partner get a last. To me, this is usually like the last
Last
train.
train.
Yeah, not actually. Like likely partner has a heart, ace or king, but he doesn't have to, and they don't have to, and the just be giving a last train. If you don't have the ace king of hearts, though, giving a last train is a little weird. That means you have something like queen jack of hearts, maybe like ace queen of clubs and the queen of diamonds, ace king of clubs and the queen of diamonds, some hand like that. That's
Hmm.
also possible. Let's see. So what have I shown? I've shown the game forcing with six or more spades with the diamond control. And I think this hand does a little bit more than the bare minimum I've shown. I think I could have easily, I don't think I would have bid this way without the king of diamonds, but I definitely would have game forced. I think my decision is I'm trying to think of what are possible hands for partner. I think he's likely to have something along the lines of 2-5 or two shape, maybe with a club card.
Okay.
It's possible. You could have 1-5-4-3, although that doesn't seem right because you, likely with a small singleton, they would have offered 3 no trump. So I'm gonna go for 2-5-4-2. Yeah, I don't know. I think if partner is showing interest, I think I would just key card with my hand because there's a lot of hands that Slam has some play. Like just even the ace of hearts, king of clubs, and queen jack fourth of diamonds gives us like very good chances at this, and this would be maybe a hand partner bids this way with. And I don't think he could be bidding this with much less if he didn't have two useful controls. I don't think he would be Q bidding.
Okay.
So at the worst case, I miss two aces, but I think five level we will be safe.
All right. So key card, and your partner shows you one or four, and now it's your call again.
I think at this point I would probably just bid six spades and hope partner has a hand that matches.
All right. Sounds good. Six spades. It's too good to not do. And it goes pass, pass. Okay. So, granted, we do have more context than we would have if we hadn't looked at this hand. But let's go back and talk about this method where two spades is the forcing bid before we reveal partner's hand.
Mhm.
So let's just say it goes pass, and now we bid two spades, showing a one. In this case, one spade would be non-forcing constructive. Two spades is forcing, showing a good hand. And now, once again, your partner bids three diamonds, and now it's your call again.
Yeah. So I'm actually not, I haven't played two spades as forcing for a long time. So I'm not too sure if this is
Mhm.
game forcing or just a one round force. So yeah. So
I
this might change a little.
My understanding is a one round force. Of course, there are multiple ways you could play it. You could try it game forcing or and whatnot, but two spades was forcing for one round, and that was the suggestion. And of course, those in the comments can write what you play in the comments down below and how that could have helped you in this particular situation.
Mhm.
Go ahead with this being one round forcing.
Yeah. So with this being a one round force, we have the same problem that we don't really know with three, like when partner bids diamonds, if the intended this as just a foregoing temporary waiting bid or if the intended this as natural. But
Mm-hmm.
now we are one level higher, so we have less room to deal with. Yeah, this one is really tough because like from my hand, I can see that four spades is likely going to make, but I just don't have really room to like three spades is going to be if partner intent three diamonds is natural, the three spades would definitely not be forcing if two spades wasn't being forcing.
Hmm.
And I four clubs is not is I think too high to begin to start trying to find a spade slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so likely if this happened, I might just bid four spades and hope for the best. I don't think there's anything else I can really do.
Yeah. I mean, it's just such a hard position, it's such an awkward situation where you're already so high. And, this is one of those hands where having the one spade being forcing preserves your space. And yeah. And in this case, your partner doesn't really know as much of what is going on, probably, and probably would just trust
Mhm.
you and pass. I mean, like most of the time when we bid for spades, we're just there and you just want to be playing in game. So it's a very, very difficult hand. And granted, maybe partner on the other scenario shouldn't have been giving as much excitement as they were in this particular case.
And one thing I was going to say for this hand is there's also a possibility of bidding five spades, and usually that like
Mm-hmm.
is asking for second round, first or second round control in the opponent's suit or unbid suit. But
Mm-hmm.
because here I'm not too sure what three diamonds was. Like it could be natural, it could be just a punt. So like partner could take five spades as either asking for clubs if the intended three diamonds is natural, or they would think it's asking for diamonds if the intended three diamonds as the punt. So five spades, I think, is just a very, if I'm not confident we're on the same page, is a bit of a risky bid, even though it
Mm-hmm.
might be the right one.
Gotcha. And if you bid five spades here, they, assuming it's the unbid suit, they would have bid six spades, I believe. So yeah, I mean we're in ambiguous land here, and it's your call because we go over so many different agreements and stuff like that. And of course, we can't completely be confident what partner is because we haven't actually had a discussion with this partner. So we've made it to six spades if you bid five spades, four spades if you just don't know, if you just want to play it safe, and six spades in the other scenario. But I do want to talk about partners bidding as well because partner has their own it's your call problem. Uh,
Yeah,
par-
sounds like it.
so your partner holds too small, ace queen fifth, queen nine eight seven fifth, and a singleton club. Firstly, six spades does make on this hand as the diamond split 3-2, and you can pitch a heart loser away on that if a club is led, and the heart finesse is onside, very likely indicated by the one diamond opening. Now, let's go back to that original auction here, and I want to know if you would do anything differently with your partner had you bid one spade, and then it comes back to partner here.
If one spade is forcing, I think, yeah, I think two diamonds is like ideally we would have time to talk about our treatment if a diamond could be zero, if like our Q bid here is
Yeah,
in support or waiting, but I would most of the time assume it will be natural if this showed zero or more. If this showed two or more, it might be slightly different.
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And we bid three clubs,
Um,
showing our game forcing values. And then is three diamonds an okay bid from North, or do you have a different thing in mind?
no, I think three diamonds is the right bid. You don't have anything else to say. You could theoretically bid three spades, but I would like to have honor in one when I do this.
Yeah, because for all you know, your partner could still just have five spades, right?
Yeah.
But then when three spades comes around, now are you going to be as enthusiastic as I was in this case, or are you going to do something that's maybe a little bit more moderate?
I think what you did is very, I think it was very, let's say, I think you thought ahead a lot for this bid because to me four clubs would have been not a normal bid you would make. It would sounds like something like I have a good hand for spades,
Hmm.
and this is the type of hand where you have two controls is and a doubleton spade is something you would definitely want to show, even though you only have eight high card points. But this hand has great playability opposite your partner's hand. Let's say they have like anytime they have solid spades and like this hand ace king third of diamonds, or the ace of diamonds and the king of hearts gives you some play if they have the right shape, or something like the ace of diamonds and the ace of clubs gives you play. So there's too many hands if you just bid four spades, or we're going to miss a slam.
And what about a 3-no trump call here? Is that just a play?
Yeah, I think the three no trump here would call be here to play. Maybe you wanted to show you had five. That like the reason why you didn't bid three no over three clubs might have been you wanted to show you had the fifth diamond, like you were 0 5 5 3 with the club stopper, something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Gotcha. So four clubs is an okay bid. As I just felt so weird because like I knew all the hands and that there had to be a way to get to slam here. And the only way that I saw it happening is if North bid four clubs. But I don't think it's all that atrocious because you do have a very good feeling that your heart finesse is going to be working because of the bid itself. So like your queen of hearts is practically the king of hearts. And then your singleton club is outstanding. Granted, we don't necessarily know what partner's holding is. The only thing I'd be particularly worried about is the diamond suit from partner, but your partner is showing the diamond suit and the spade suit. So I don't know. I feel like I'm on the edge between bidding four clubs and four spades, and I felt like being optimistic this time.
Yeah, no, I think four clubs is a great bid. I think if you bid four spades, there's too many hands where part like
Yeah.
four spades is like the bid that you got forced to bid. Sometimes with like a stiff spade. Let's say you had a stiff like ace jack fifth, queen fifth, and too small. You're forced to bid four spades. You could bid four diamonds, but with that type of suit, like queen empty fifth, I would not want to do that either. I think that's like the
Right.
type of hand you bid four spades with.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you bid for diamonds, and is the North hand going to bid last train? Probably not going to sign off, or do you think that it's worth just a pure key card?
No, I think this hand is better to let your partner take control because you know your partner has six spades, but you don't really know what their hand texture looks like. You
Hmm.
don't know what their shape is. I think it's better to just hand it off. Like you don't have amazing extras either for your four clubs bid, so I think it's better to bid last train and give the decision back to your partner.
Gotcha. All right. So four hearts, and then everything is normal from there. Partner is not going to psych a key card response. So yeah, I think that is this hand. I mean, I'm not sure which hand I should have given you because both hands have their own struggles. But of course, I think that this is like the most is a very normal auction. Like we would bid the four no, and then we would show our key card, five clubs, and then it's just a six spades, hoping it fits, and it does fit. So you're just happy. But now it is time to ask the audience, y'all, what would you do? What is your agreement here in the South seat of would you bid one spade? Is that forcing? Is two spades forcing? Do you have some other forcing bids? Do you have other methods in terms of what the South Ham would do? What are your agreements on the diamonds after a one diamond that is nebulous or one diamond that is natural? How would you handle the North hand immediately following this one spade call and then the subsequent game force? And, just leave your auctions down there. I love reading them. I really appreciate every time that y'all post something because this particular hand and these layouts are just so difficult when you are advancer and you have a super strong hand. I've been seeing that as a common theme. But yeah, do you have any other possible notes here, Bruce, or are we done here?
No, I think this is a really interesting hand. It suited my style because I'm usually optimistic thinking when these hands come up, and sometimes like I can overshoot into a slam, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like. But this time, yeah, I think this time partner did really well, and you had hands that it turned out that the two hands matched very well for slam.
Yeah. And I oh, I guess I should go over my auction. It was kind of silly. Not knowing whether or not one spade was so it went one diamond, it went one heart, pass, not knowing whether or not one spade was forcing or not. I bid one spade, and of course it went pass pass, but I was saved when a two clubs bid came in, and then I yeeted out four spades.
Oh, your opponents must have felt so bad. Or like he must have either felt really good or really bad depending on the force he's made.
So yeah, we made our 4 spades. I was actually a little bit sad that we missed 6, but also I'm like, that's why I wanted to bid 1 spade, and that's why I wanted it to be forcing. I wanted to follow Bruce's advice. 1 spade here is forcing. So yeah, it was a funny moment at the table. Didn't feel good for the opponents, but hey, we get to our games somehow, right? Okay. Thank you again, Bruce, for being here. It has been an absolute pleasure hearing all of your thoughts on both the North Hand and the South Hand, and learning from you has been outstanding. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kai. Thanks for having me here. Really enjoyed it.
Awesome. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the ACBL YouTube channel so that we can continue spreading bridge together. And yeah, that's it, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. And just keep on bridging, everyone. Bye.
Bye.